Hi guys, my name is Marco. I've just got my own cooking channel on YouTube, and my ambition is to teach you all how to cook at home for yourselves in a healthy, nutritious, affordable way. I'll teach you some good chefing skills, some culinary techniques and knife handling and preparation of meals, and things that you can do quick and easy and you can do them yourself. So first off today, we're going to be making a chicken stock, which is the basis of all sort of cooking. We start with that, have a good stock so you can make your sauces and your soups and your risottos and all that sort of jazz. So I'll get some chicken carcasses from the fridge. We'll run them under the tap. You can buy these in a bag. These are what have we got here? A 500 gram bag, so it's half a kilo, and they cost $1.50, so very affordable. And it's probably easier to make a stock than just buying it from Woolworths or from the supermarket. So I'll get them out of the bag. There's usually a little bit of blood and stuff like that, so you want to work clean. Keep cleaning as you go. We'll just do one lot today. I'll give them a rinse. So what we're going to be doing with this half a kilo of chicken breast, we'll probably have about 5 litres of water. We're going to put them together with some basic vegetables, which is carrot, celery and onion. Sorry, I wasn't looking at you there. Carrot, celery and onion. And that's called a mirepoix, and that starts to add flavour to the stock. So you take your pot. This is like it's about a 5 litre pot. I'll probably put about 4 litres of water in there. It's important to use cold water. What happens is if you use hot water, it tends to seal all the flavours into the bones, and you won't extract the maximum amount of flavour that you can from the chickens. So as you can see, we'll go over cover the chickens. They'll be about another inch over the top of the chicken, covered with water. So while you get this on the boil, then you start to cut up your carrot, celery and onion, which are basically the 3 ingredients you need for any stock, to start off any stock, whether it be beef stock or fish stock. Carrot, celery, onion. That's enough water now. I like to put it on the biggest flame just to power it up as quick as possible. So as I said, it's really important, clean as you go, you don't have a big mess afterwards. And as you know, people usually always sort of loathe cooking because there's so much cleaning involved, but what I've learned is if you prepare as you go and you clean as you go, it just makes it easy, and when you get to the end of it, the meal's prepared and you've got hardly anything to put away. People that sell these veggie bags are incredible. See, the reason why vegetables go off is because they sweat in plastic bags, and that produces like ethyl. It sweats and it goes inside the bag, and your veggies go rotten. But with these green bags, the best invention on ever, that lets the vegetables breathe. So I could take a lettuce or a carrot or a celery, and I can make them last, while I'm fresh, I can make them last about, no joke, about 3 to 4 weeks. It's unbelievable. I'll try and put all my friends onto it, and they all use it. So here's your carrot, your celery and your onion. Your 3 basic ingredients to make a stock. And we call it a mirepoix cut, which is just a rough cut. There's all different types of cuts, which I'll be telling you about in a few other shows. So you take your celery and you just whack it all in the pot. And that's the good thing about it. This is so easy that it deceives people. They get a bit, what's the word? Not intimidated. They get a bit shy of cooking because they don't realise how easy it is. And the good thing about cooking as well is if you have something go wrong, you can fix it. Now here's a good way of peeling onions. So it was just in half. Once again, it was in half, and then you keep the root to the back of you, and you just peel back the skin back towards you. And you've got to start with good ingredients to get a good end product. If you have bad ingredients, you won't get a good end product. So once again, as I said, clean as you go, straight in the bin, and forget about it. I'll put 2 onions for this because, as I said, we had half a kilo chickens. Sometimes onions can be a bit stubborn, the skin. Sometimes onions make people cry. There's a few tricks to do there. People put matchsticks in their mouth because what is it? Is it phosphorus? What's it called on a matchstick? I think it is. The phosphorus and the red in the match actually absorbs the onion smell. Some people put glasses on as well. You can wear some glasses. So basically, again, mirepoix cut is a French term. The French just came along and they just like to give everything terminology. Is basically just in quarters like that, 3 cuts like that, and then 1 in the middle, and then you got roughly the size of 2 centimetre cubes. With knife skills too, so you're keeping your fingers back and keeping the knife slanted out, avoids you cutting yourself. I'll show you that more in another channel, in another show. And the good thing about it, you don't have to be too pedantic about all this, it's just chopping it up. So they'll go in the pot. Okay. And lastly, the carrot. Now we will take the skin off the carrot. You can sometimes leave the skin on, but I'm going to be eating these later because I don't want to waste it. So the good thing about this is you don't have to waste your vegetables. You can eat them after you've made the stock from them. So a couple of carrots would be good for this quantity. There's no real set fast rule of how much carrot or celery or onion to put in there. If it was a vegetable stock, you wouldn't have chickens and you'd have all vegetables, for example. So again, clean as you go, pretty easy. Have a bin near you, scrape it all off, and there you go. All my surface is good. And what you'll find too with professional cookery, if you start cooking and you have a mess all around you, and you start getting busy and other things come in or there's distractions, you get confused and it causes you to be disorientated and you're bored, your workplace is a mess. So that's where one of those, I suppose, techniques comes into place. Carrot, throw that into our pot. And then what we'll do is we'll put our celery back in the fridge in our green bag to help preserve it. I'll definitely get another week out of that if I don't eat it first. In our crisper. Now another ingredient in a stock is called a mirepoix, but it's basically just a French term. Standard is usually a couple of bay leaves to add flavour. So we'll pop a couple of bay leaves in there. Usually you put some thyme, but I've chosen to use parsley today. If you've got some herbs in your garden, you wouldn't use something like rosemary, it's too strong, but subtle herbs like thyme or parsley go in your stock, and you pop a couple of peppercorns in there as well. And you'll be taking these all out. What you can do, traditionally in cooking, you normally wrap that up in a piece of muslin, wrap a bit of cotton around it, and you have it all gathered. That way you can catch it, but I don't have that today, and for the purpose of this exercise, we're set to keeping everything simple, so I'm not going to confuse it for you. So we'll just leave that, wait till it boils. As it's boiling, you'll start to see a lot of froth come to the top. And what we'll do will be removing that froth from the top with our ladle. We'll get a ladle out. What do we got here in our drawer? And we'll get a ladle and something that we can put it in. So I choose a stainless steel bowl. It's always good. I like this sort of equipment in the kitchen because if you drop it or something or you bang it, it doesn't break like glass. So we'll have that ready and we'll start to skim it. We'll skim that off when it starts to boil. That should come to boil soon. If we wanted to speed that up, you would never obviously make a stock and put a lid on it. But for the example of this exercise, I really want to get that. I want to get that up to speed fast because my good friend Pete's coming over and I want this to be started when he gets here and he sees it. So putting the lid on it will capture all the heat, bring it up to the boil fast. Now you obviously wouldn't boil it with the lid on there or make a stock with the lid on there because what will happen is you want the stock to evaporate and reduce. So evaporation is through the heat and reduction is what happens after it starts to evaporate. That gives you your strength, your flavour, your fortification is the word. Okay, so what I've chosen to do here too, we had, what was it, a half kilo carcasses, 2 kilos. With the other half of the carcasses, we decided we're going to roast them. So with the oven on high heat, get them nice and brown. And what we'll do is we'll take our white stock, because we've made a white stock here. Now you can see that's coming up to the boil, and we'll turn that into a brown stock, and then we'll reduce it. Well, first of all, reduce this by half to 2/3. That'll give us fortification, which is flavour. We talked about that earlier. Once see this evaporation starting to happen. And then what we'll do is we'll throw the roasted carcasses in there with the nice sugars and all those caramels and all those juices that have got out there and got captured, and we'll put them into our stock, and we'll reduce it further, and we'll put some more herbs in there, and we'll call it a chicken au jus, which is just a sauce that you could go home, get a piece of chicken breast that you had either fresh or frozen. I've got a frozen one here. You can take that out in the morning. If you're worried about a meal, you can take that out in the morning, have that defrosted, put it into your pan, nice hot pan, seal it, and then you could ladle some of the sauce in, and that would be chicken with the sauce. Anyway, more of that on the next show. Put that away. Basically, the good thing I love about stocks is if you had home on the weekend and you can put a stock on and you can walk away. We always used to, in the kitchens, we'd have stocks, beef stocks go for about 7 or 8 hours. It was our job to put it on the morning, do all your prep during the day, and you come back, and that evening we'd strain it off. So you can see here, it's starting to come to the boil now. You can start smelling these rich aromas. Incidentally, away, so you don't put your head over the stock, and you don't, you're putting any hair or anything. You can just bring the aromas to you by doing that. So we'll see here, we're going to see a bit of fat coming up from the chicken now, and a bit of scum. We're going to start to take that scum off, and you just go around the side of the pan, nice and easy. See that scum there? And that'll just keep our stock nice and clear. If we allow that to keep going and boiling and continue to boil through the stock, what will happen is it will go cloudy, and you just have a cloudy stock, which is not a problem, but we just like to do everything nice and keep the techniques going here. Another little handy hit is to get a wet chucks or a tea towel. In this case, I'll use a paper towel because I can throw that away. It's convenient. I'll just give it a little bit of moisture, and what I'll do is I'll go around the pot and clean the edge of the pot so that as it reduces, it doesn't leave a crusty, scaly mark there, which is just going to fall back into the stock. Anyway, one of the many uses, as I said, is you could fry a chicken breast, come home at night, put some of your stock on there, flavour your stocks, but the stock is a foundation of all cooking. In any kitchen you go, they'll always have a stock. The first question will be, where's the chicken stock, where's the beef stock, where's the fish stock, because that's where you make your foundations from. Alright, more on that on another cooking show. Thank you.